Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Just 1 second. Let me wait for me. See as I spray the dollar now, that's intentional, international, unconventional grace. Conventional grace. It goes down when my G's connect. No disconnect. I the cat cruise forget. If you talk, you collect. It goes down when my G's connect. Connect. No disconnect. I the cat cruise forget. If you talk, you collect. Look at my eyes, man. Assalamu alaikum, Ajama. I'm trying to fix my thing. The network, Ajama. Shabaka. Okay. Now, just confirmation, Ajama Saregra. If you know, you can hear me on voice. I just want to make sure the voice works. Give me a thumbs up. Yakulu, the topic is last week I promised people that I'm going to be talking about marriage life. You know, just let me know if anybody actually can hear me. Just give me a thumbs up. Just 1 second. I can't see anything. يعني نأكد إنه الصوت كويس يا جماعة. بعدك سمارك درسجل. أنا شفتيت يا جماعة. هنبغى واصل على طول في الموضوع عشان على نستفيدوا كلنا نستفيد إن شاء الله. Okay. Anybody can hear me? Please give me a thumbs up يا جماعة. أنا أعرف إنه في زول ناس قاعدين يسمعوني. Yeah, you don't have to, if you have something very important to do, please go do it first. This will be recorded, and you can actually come back and listen to it later. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know who that was. Shukran, yeah. Shukran. If you really have something very, very important in your life, please go do that one. And you can come back later and watch the recorded. Thank you, brother. You see, because sometimes the live videos they take your attention away from what matters the most. You know, the topic is only one. You know, which is the marriage, and how we sometimes fall short to maintain a long-term marriage or the commitment in the marriage. طبعا أول بأول هندي اعتذار يا جماعة. Allow me to apologize to a lot of people because we the South Sudanese, we happen to be very, very I don't know if I should say very, I don't know how to describe this. You know, in terms of language, sometimes it's hard to figure it out which language is the best to communicate with people. Because if you talk too much English, somebody in our community would feel left out. If you speak too much Arabic, that also become an issue with some groups. If you speak Tangmanya, then that's another story. So what will happen? We are, as you know, we often use 3 languages interchangeably. you know. So just bear with me. However, I'm going to speak. Just know that I'm doing it for the sake of balancing the communication. لأنه دي ما انتوا عارفين يا جماعة إن إحنا ما عندنا لغة واحد كده اللي بيجمعنا كلنا, and sometimes it makes it harder to communicate with a whole lot of people, you know. أنا لو كنت داير تتكلم بس لغة واحد ففي زول يقول لك يا أخي أنت كترت اللغة دي كتير ليه؟ تتكلم تمونجان زول يقول لي داير تعمل تفرد تمونجان في ناس. I'm going to speak 3 languages at almost the same time. So I hope your Arabic is good, and if it's not, I'll try my best to speak Tongwanjang as well, so what I'm saying becomes clear to all of us. Okay, now. That's the question. What is marriage according to us? According to our culture and tradition, you know, and how did human beings come up with the idea that people should actually get married? And who said there's a certain way, you know, who dictates the long-term marriage or short-term marriage, you know, and what's the problem? And why am I speaking about this? Okay, to answer these questions, number one, consider this one. This is my personal opinion. You know, and it's not a professional. You know, it's not a professional. It's not a consultation. I'm not here to consult people, you know, on how to maintain their life or their marriage. And the reason being, I know there are problems. عندنا مشكلة كبير في الحياة الزوجية في المجتمع بتاعنا, وخاصة هنا في المجتمع بتاعنا في الخارج. والمشاكل اللي جايب الكلام ده كله ما مساعدين إنه إحنا كجنوبين ما بنعرف how to maintain marriage. You know, now, first and foremost, we must always understand that we do have a very beautiful culture. You know, our culture is there, and when we say culture, culture is a guidelines. You know, culture is guidelines. If you study a culture or marriage according to your culture within the South Sudanese community, because we South Sudanese community, we don't have the same marriage values maybe, or marriage or way of marriage, or whatever it is that is you consider as a culture, is different from tribe to tribe. So I'm going to express my views to my understanding of marriage within Monjang, you know. And I'm not here to defend some negative aspect of it, you know. And I'm not here to sugarcoat anything, you know. I'm here to express my point of view, to help my brothers and sisters and those in my age group who may be having issues within their marriage life, and when we say issues, that issues could be different, could be issues of wanting to join into married life, you know, and issues of maybe having some difficulties connecting with each other and having a very harmonious family, you know. I'm not going to also try to understand my views are not specific to anyone, and I'm not directing this to anyone. This is just a general point of view. ده مجرى الرأي العام يا جماعة. It's just an overview, and I'm generalizing the whole situation. Another one is mine to Arfin, and as well, for Australia, living here in Melbourne, and I do understand completely that since we came to Australia almost 20 years ago, so many people have had problems within their marriages, and to my understanding, not every mistakes that happens in life must always be, a fault of a person. يعني ما كله المشكلة في حياتك الزوجية إن سبب بتاعه لازم يكون منك أنت. Some could be, and some could be an external influence, or your own understanding of life. I don't know if you can see me and hear me well. Entoro aga pinga pat ke ai ke ya ko laga jama ko call that call and change well call. I hope the view is good for you guys, because it's always a piat ku buran in kilo be well bu camera well quality, so the picture become clearer. So pir ben بصفة العام يا جماعة نيجي باركري بن بن كمشاكل كه هاتي تيك أنا نقول لتن كان نيجي مشاكل تيك كان نقول لتن كويكا بيجي على يوكتن وبابوت شو بالون دي بابوت يجبت. I will make it clear like this, that first and be right well, and then but then I will conclude my opinion to what I think about well, and try to remind me as well. Yoga chiribe. Because sometimes run even a jumper is big. So I'll be watching any comments, anybody any opinion or you want me to talk about it. Don't be shy to share your views. I will elaborate on it. When I will focus more into Mwanjang to make it fair, and if I mix it, just forgive me, please. So the channel in Ajama. Achi kwadi ya churu lo pierdu, ini ya in sabab. Kukulian kecil jamdi ni balu wado, and mafuzuli his with guilt. Tendingin kana wan chuwa pierdu jonter, wana min hina, yani enbe nyali ba chol, bali mapaidi, bo matche ko rwai kan ko mi bai ke mi jinu. Kating kumonjang ke dai ko diran un ya yok rodio ke ning miskala long pir tiek bin yalla ko biti ko bidor pande kating ko mit ke ngi muk karalo ka dia ren ko mi tama chol junu ko ben pana yira jama wa ben ke kiang da ke chen wa chatin ben kating ko bako yo ko kiang jadid in chuban yokan jaban ko yani kuloro chit ning ko ngawon ke mistake ating yani choro lo chit wo chit ning awoy ka taw kiang dai ka ngawon che kwes kwa ku ju ke kwa chi kiang ju jaban yo chu yo ya kan no kiang du ne chipat kire يعني في ملحوظات زيادة لكن كوينين جايوك في أنا نقايون نين تغييرات ترولو جنكيك لكن رين تدي دبين جبان بوك بايتن لكن كبا كجتيه كوايبان بوك كوايبان تيك تن كوايبان بوك كورين تيه كبا كي تيه لكن كوايبان نang sobat كبي تيه لكن كجول culture كي culture ينعك دائما وابا نang تصادم رولوي في الثقافات كده كتنين ini ayok ini ngiye tamaman ino kwen ko lane la chiang da e chiang ba ke mak tamal e chin ku ku e chin kana won gidi dun ku leting in fact ngu kan ke yu ke marasu winda lo mafhum khas ai ci bana ko nyaay you know a ci bana ko nyaay hasbal chiang in chuban yok كده ف يعني طبعا انا بقدر اقول بسيط عشان نجاوب بقول ديب ابيدي ترين sometimes نقطه اللي بزمن جاي عشان بيرانلوش وضحوا او لوش راو فانا وسبب يا كمان نجي كوج دي داي وكا كوج وين jadi ko chay ni arba ba ray dun ba jadi au ba etabarino citin ngi ga jadi berian no ai tong jam di na jama yin wa ma din da yin yan kai kene cin gul wel ke kin jadid itu ke tong kene basi majar wana sa majar dino يعني رايا مجرى راي وربما انه راي دي وراي دو ام متفقين لان نفس الشيء نجيكو رندي كنا ماتشور كوي راندي جديد 90% من كي كلوي تدي دبي لوي تين كانجي تدي دبي لوي كانجي كنا لوي كوي كم كجا واجو تدت تين يا واجو كوي نين كوي نا مشكلة لكن كن يطول everything you can always learn يمكن يوك دي بان قاعدة من يوك راندي جديد بات كونغو ده لا سكول بلكت رين كتول تعليم لكن دين قاعدة أو جنوبين sometime أو نين شو باي كو يوك كده ناجا في كي يرو يوك كده نيجي كده وكنا مفهوم غلط فالموضوع أو أكين كان كي ناقص في مفهوم ديان في my own personal belief يعني كان كي كره كي كوايا كشوفان يوكان كوايا تن أكا كين كوابات تنكيك كونن كباتو كي أيوك أني هنا ممكن بنستفيد منه كده بمفهوم إنه كي إيكدين يعني إيه نوك مانجان أصلا نشيء جديد نوك عشان كوبي تيان دا ب يعني بتيان كوك ببنتن يعني انت لو ملاحظ اساسي الجنوبيين الكثيرين اللي يتزوجوا بطرق او بثقافات غير ثقافه مونجا كده في ناس كثيرين يتزوجوا بتزاوج عربيه بيورن تشيكو ريل كجور كونن كوجبن راتياك بتين خواجات بيكوز كدين تول ايه مونجين جوكي مترمون يوم ديني كاي كتن يكوي لكنيسة وما أعرف حاجات دي كله ده طبعا دي ثقافة إنجليزية كده كده أنا هنا نيجي تدانوكا كوالويدن نيجي تدانوكا كوالويدن hello hello I think chiang đó anh thì coi để rồi galten còn thì miệt phun rồi thì cũng cái nên một phút mới đạt thiệt bên I think chứ nó nghi cô nghi cô là nó chứ nó mong rằng thiệt I think طبعا في البداية بصورة واضحة كده يا كان كايكارو يعني لكن مجرد ما شو كباي بيني بلا لا كاي بيني إنه نكران جام كان ولا بيعين عن ويبتيه ولا تين كاي بيني ما نادر كوي أشوف سر مارتن تهني كخيبين أكو دون كشالا كان وسر وبنتقل من هناك بيالا كان أكيد ونم ولا بيالا كان ود كده كده وين يوك تيان دام تروار كي غوا كوراب تيجي تيا كنارود jadi tiya cia kerarut ko cia tiya kerut yani be lui wasil hatta inu mit man bak diet ya man ake unamban ya man wut jadi pen ke dewe yo ko masala ilo la kan masala afrika ilo la yani ki tol mit e bay ben ni muk jadi tiyan kan men jall la kamar jadi fa katuno go ko ci ben pana yer kayo ko ci ben waaj التضارب اللي يجروا له بس getting Peter Darab churut loy bin jeng haya zoji bi mafhum tar qaja kusto haya zoji bi mafhum bitana ne kana ina yoge in ki mishkala lakin بالنسبه للناس القايون واعيين وقايون نجي من بدايه كده انه هو مون يعني واتا في خطوره along chiang انه chiang دا وجو مار اجي قايون محاسبين وقدروا انه ينجحوا في حياتهم الزوجيه كده برغم انه حتى لو بقى في تغييرات بسيط فما بقى ضعفاء لدرجه انه بران مثلا بيجي مرحله بتاع بيبوك يعني إذن بوك من جبنا كتير on very simple يعني كويني يايو يبات بولا يوك جيان دا هو كتاب الخطورة وجم مفترض إنه بيعمل مفهوم you know the concept of marriage according to white people بين ييكو يعني because sometimes infusing new substance in something new it creates absolutely something new you know يعني نقول مويه تاخد فوق الليمون بيكون شنو يعني بيكون حامض كيف شاي تاخد فوق الملح بيكون شنو كطعم ده بين عشر شاي so انت نشيم كون جا يوكن in واحد من مشاكل كشرب لو شنو لكن بصفة عامة كده you know يعني generally طبعا في كوبوك يا جسمه نصيب دي يجروا ليل يعني كشي تاجين يعني كشي ماذا نيجا تاجين إنه ين كنا برولوي إيرلوي كده تنين if I to give any advice or the opinion بالويل most of the problems especially the long problems أواجه من كيرلوي أو مشاكل من كيرلوي في داخل الحياة الزوجية شو ده شيء دائما وأبدا المشكلة يقول from the beginning you know المشكلة هاي شكرا نيرو كيف في البداية لو بدأت الأمور بطريقة غير صحيحة من البداية إن رمي ويران وكاكلا يوك يعني كاكلا ديدي you know quickly كما مرور الزمن mistake تين ينجواي كنا كيلا كديت تمنوتك كيف so and that's why it's always when you are in a relationship with someone make sure you know what you want in that relationship you know and make it clear if you are a visionary person and you care about yourself you care about your future and you wanted something meaningful you start properly if you are involved in a relationship with someone simply because you wanted to have fun keep it there keep it fun but one you must always put in mind you know and this especially to young men and women and nga kwani ikoiroli aika you know I know by mistake but I ran kulam mediocre and all this stuff one of the most hurtful part of it in that incident within the community are bad when you are not attracted to that person you see I would personally encourage each and every person in a peak you know دائما ابدا كتشو relationship when the continue to that intimacy always have in mind you know or be conscious that first and foremost you are attracted to that particular person because the possibility of bringing human being to this world you know is always likely in most cases you see because most of the time people use other excuses, the look, the charming, you know, and then they think of enjoyment, and then they end up being married to that particular person without understanding their personal character and behaviors, or their quality. You see, so could you pay avoid low, and I don't know in the wrong relationship, because from the beginning they were not actually wise enough or conscious enough to figure it out, what they are into and what's going on, and how and how this relationship is going to lead. And then which all when you are driven into a relationship because of what they call in Arabic shahwat, it blind you. You see, but I think you see, these are the most of people, they're driven by those kind of feelings. Na ci jal yok len ki dinun wila ko ngi di jaban tol tin ma den ki jala nang yaret ma yaret. You know, I would personally advise that tin ko be nang new relationship or soon thinking about it, make sure you are always attracted to the people you talk to. Believe it, will benefit you, because the ngen ko won ro loy initia regret. Initia regretting, because kubara niar ya akhlake ku shakhsiyatu ini kang muftar bi in kong in the most important part. Bad dak barang jala date, even though chalan kini bana date kun ko la waj ba de ke inang excuse, you know, chalan kini ben la ko you have ini anang your own inner excuse that ini here too hurt, because you know you are attracted to that particular person, and then you ended up, you know, doing something or something bad happens. It's good to know that one, because beginning of everything is where you know either this is going to be good or it's going to be bad. You know, when you go to we call die. You go around it. When I try we roll over shakhsiran below attract ko find out ngek and change the tongue it, then at least in get attracted to that particular person. Bilahas o ko mentino ko go. This is how it's supposed to be. When I chiang dan on ter taban chiang di wan permonjang Iran ben Iran dog ni dong wood kunya no wood. I think في مراحل بتاعت التربية يقول لتن كيف كونتر طبعا كي أدمهم لقاي جوب you know education to know I think يقول يعني يقول باي بال you know بدرجات so me they did كان you know إنه مراحل كين تكتن you know كوكاي وانتر أجي تونكو منتين هو أجا modern people منتين أجا very corrupt. You know, maintain everything is about shakhsiyaran, shakl tazul, tin jatan, kida wahayad da. One there, iningi, ewan nga, wini lui kada zato. Kaya ko chuktit, ati, nyayengi, kaya rongi, nyazar le burungi kamrin ti kumat bro, kuleng, kwangi rut. Near Kurin, Tiala, Biram, Warman, Golaka, maintain a churro a churro with our modern mentality, maintain it's up. It's up a pay. I wish we go back in time to live the way our people used to live, where relationships, you know, are taken seriously. Ran tut, ran in la koi tiam den chok. Ko tiết de tanh wala tiết de da woni tiết pin ko jol ko ñuy pin ko nya ben ñuy ma ko jol mat bro ba ya ling ba ka kang tong yi ba wel tong yi it man ni na cer jallel zaman dak I think rin chiang on there kaya ka chila tiege pat tiege kwer ngak gile ngak ke tiek gile ngak ke tiek mentine iran tiek tiek ko mentine che bana tiek mentine ya more attraction na cha gwa bana nyak I think ko luru lumu ya ding ko luru lumu when kini yok zaman da mentine ko apol go pai pogadit in our time tiek pogadit pai erin wajiban na rel ke koy ko kun ci ning kieng ci kieng da yari pa e pat ku ba ngi kieng ni yin ku cho relationship da man abadan e ngi ngui tin e pat bi rana ngi e ngui ku din the relationship you see even the kujin ku fi relationship in ya confused that important pay when in mistakes in ayok my generation and ke chigloy most of the time o wa chenang wa chenang influence wa chenang yani to di pay actually biran lagi ya ke nang walan tol ngek ati wala nyina tol ngek zul masula pay and I've learned from him. You see, and I've learned from him, and the future in along Masulian, in the Inga or Whiting. So, why young ping, Koi I did cake rot, Koi the did pay, I did cake rot, Iran, but in an Indian film, an environment when there is nothing for you to learn, to grab. You see, it led to a lot of short-term management in these days. I think. Maybe myself, generation of 80s, maybe I'm lucky enough to have people in my family that I know, my very strong uncle that I actually observed. Then when we meet in the 90s, Richo and Railback any Chen die, rounded and indeed mami and not mashallah I think Iran yanang diar ka diak kungwan kwarel fi hosh ku and usur in kalu maamlatin kana sur jamil jiddan so India mami katir Iran da nang tiang tuk lai kina aishin haya when zaman zakar kwais I used to wish that nala did baden matiek and chirkek you see so today I feel lucky that at least I have somebody I used to look up to. Thin generation that did the pay, they did not have that opportunity. And I'm not saying all of them no. Have to be men. Influence very important about it. Yin the kin did his roof my it's okay, go out there and learn from the professionals, especially the modern person in these days, and you happen to be around here, use YouTube. Use a lot of books, that talk about how to be a good parent, for example, and how to maintain a good marriage. You see. I know and why are lazy. We don't seek education. We don't yok talim, bala library, bala kwen. Majority aman kwen zato. Aman kwen. For now in the run the book kwen, for YouTube and research. Gora. But pure, pan kawajan, emin mukada, masalan, and try to borrow familiar, laws, by then. I can behaviors, when you act in a way when we are in trouble, there's so many ways you can learn, I think, maintain. baro lo maintain kuna white men masalan ko awon ter ya lo ter ping inno they started married life wrong. A kid can go wrong and must end up wrong. Anything that start wrong can always be fixed. You can go into go in the right way, which when issues, you can always fix it. And how do you fix marriage issues? Here, well, that is a man for Sudan, and then catch all marriage counselors. I know to know go bin and then يعني بنخاف نقول يا أخي ولا دكتور ولا لاقينا بنحاول إنه بوك مشاكل كون كي نكرايك بوك كي ignore we are very ignorant. You see, other than that, benang nafsiyat, or benang health issues, kecil we be ala panakim. Yakin de kin la panaki. Ma ke tu anu ya sasan. Pan kau je tan. Ajama be grujak. Cakalan cedur bacat ke tiang dol bacat ke matu irot pat. You can look for psychologists. I think. Or kau kin counselors atau. Dapat ba nang your own personal counselor. In a private time, pay $150, $100, $200, 1 hour consultation. Just talk about yourself, Again, environment ka didn't masalan indeed fi tong indeed fi kakoma wala indeed fi masalan ta waru mi war ci maram experience ko kana ci trauma sometimes chungi tawan ko the symptoms of being traumatized sometimes chuge lu identify like in you get an constant stress, and you cannot collect your thoughts. It's not bad, but we cancel it. By advice and by then it'll be gadwal. Ashan baya bachi tak too much, bachi ashan really focus, purely focus, really focus. Kuna you can back really in a modern way I deal with and you have these marriage issues, you with young having issues, there is nothing wrong with marriage counselors. Kubag issues un kita amkun, I think back address ku jam katan. Cake are very well equipped, the marriage counselors are you getting enough information that can actually help both of you on how to communicate and how to raise your family happily. I know it sounds awkward. It's not something we see as normal. You think a normal thing, but believe it or not, it can save your life. Ache kwariran any lew kuba nafsiyat kalu control. Warning a lot of people in nafsiyat la ko group slowly because in ko la tin tie ku ning tik ku tin ki diet mit ko wali tin zare ya ni ning mo ndu ko man ki diet mit atin ko uchagela jam baga nang communication, baga lu communicate about issues, kadang lu build up the stress, lu build up over time, lu build up atin kuna ning tin ro most of the time we got to blame atin ko chit nyake ben, sometimes most of it achi awu ranon railway. But koyun kornim lebi erane la nya yakat is rather be stressed in because release yang no bubble tik because release my no bubble, you see, and this most of the time it lead to pocket assassin rin kang acheng ten apat kapat kang panayer ka nya bo ro konche asan bu ngi rel pan ko ja ku chi chiang dai ja kaman I think lu ku chiang da maintain on ter tawan no chiang dai các consultation ka run within the marriage conflict even girl within the marriage ayat tuna ko bai yan wulan kun wala panadun wala patodu wala kida mashakil hun ko kuna ay loy within the usra kon ter tawan kai kon ter and then all confidential, the chi chol ke ran wen, wala ki pani chol tin walan masalan, I think ko lai lak mishala, I think ka chiang sahe e ko pala ko piang, I think kunayuk is a very complicated story ni chi man ku ge tiang ni chila lagin ka chi go ber ni ka lagi ga ma ni ya jama no du ni chaping when ya badok ku jalla bakang men tag ni rot bakang men tag because your answer matters to these two people. I think rin family issues ache which the art of fear, which logic, which hagiga, which direction, mshawara ni which what they should do, wamut wala man baay ni misal ke tiang dakhalo fiu mon ma ja man na doga janin ta masalan tigi dokho fiu ko to barjulu ati aw masalan tigi to data ma rajul aw mal marah masalan. If you don't know what to do, you rather pull back and go and seek more information without exposing the details of who these people are. Naning rai third opinion chala yok ki mer ko tin ko loro ki mediator one a peacemaker, kunai complicated a pay you rather suggest this case blue further to coin when kida inte dini ada again e kiangda on dan monjang e loitin mentin taban churu ben lai lo these days mentin ran ben yo ke ko ci po tiang mashakal zuruf tadin ka pirentin jala zuruf ke yok ku jala pressure ci roban yoktin that in hidden grief into yani shutun grief den jitian kana e which ka tinga belu trigger ka tin me kang lu trigger pat e de mo wala got wala tin chro ko le pat ka logo de ke kana on in gol ko got e ka tun ter ka re po pat yang po dun de kin yok ka biebe so ke insan why it's always good to mature mentally and always not to be careful. Emotions are very important in a relationship. I know in our culture sometimes we teen man was masalan you the man and you must be hurt, at points and it's not good at the point. So, and this is where mentally growing up is very important. I think because it is suitable at every situation. Makulu issue in which did and in common sense. You see, as I said, wajiban culture, in everything. But we came to a softer society where everything is balanced, connect system. Couldn't go on in, one going in back work. So ngelo e chuk bu go on in kwa bu ko polo bu yang na pol ku met ko long no e ko bu ko chel mu ku cheng da ku chen ka pat ka ngawon ya yo ke ka pat de lu ke use chir ka ngawon do ke tan. So and that's where common sense is very important. Koi won jai ka chu I would be getting tiok I know getting a lot of issues within that marriage. I'm not expert in marriage, but to my understanding, selfishness is one of the things that you don't need in marriage. And in case selfishness, sometimes it makes you to not care about someone else or your partner's emotions. It is very important to avoid selfishness and try to be understanding A lot of people, if you are soft, creating a weakness. Softness is not weakness. In fact, being soft and firm is power. Being soft and firm is power. To my opinion, or according to me, numerial period them, I right by them. So it is always good to be mature mentally, to grow up in your mind, and use your brain to always calm yourself down and be wise, and be wise. And there is nothing wrong to seek more information and learn. Learning should always be a constant thing. When you get to primary school or high school or university, it doesn't mean you have completely understood life. Maintain in a long term, you must always learn, to change with the environment, or to adapt into the situations. Not necessarily change, but to adapt into the environment in Kiro Yokten, whatever it is. The emotional issues, issues with my dear, try to adapt to it and try to find a better way to communicate with each other. So, and then according to Ann and Dinka, is more about understanding your position and giving the importance of your partner. Intik, you must understand and that should remain that way. We need a position to need low wajibat couldn't much. You take low wajibat because it's ranching wajib. Wajib, the root be a clue question, Aklaki and come on. Aklakian. Ubaga, two mature adults, we are wise, and you guys have a very strong communication. Kian Koikok, other people's culture, Ayaka adapt, but Ayaka man ladi. Gabaman ladi time one more time. Yakabaman ladi. Ubaka on to Luke awake, Baka baby, which can come on Luke awake, Bakaka, backing guy for your advantage. When the key in York, what you call that, it's not easy. It's not easy. I totally understand. It's not easy to adapt into other people's culture, especially when they demand that you must assimilate. People must always try to understand. Anybody that tells you to assimilate is someone who wants you to deny your culture. But it's rather for them to say, we want you to integrate. Integration is totally different from assimilation. And then the man to Sudan, Khalin al-Arab, to be influenced to the point, they wanted us to assimilate into their culture, which means leaving our culture. When can you maintain a woman? Bital Kanas Katirin, Tirtia Kwaikolo, is half Arabian. Tirtia Kwa, Aikolo, is half Arabian. Sheila, Wahinan, Umar, Wajada, Sahab Arabia. To look on Monjang, young deed Monjang, in the Gokoloiter. Upon Haja, in the ring, and tut, to engage, ring, do some stuff, go dinner. Sometimes you don't need a family. You just you and your friend or your girlfriend. That's it. Talker. We are even back there, and who cares? I can know. No. Yes, I go with it. Like in Nachi and Marat, you can keep an agreement with it. When the key in New York, Rinti, Talataram and Shavabitana, and Magazine refers to, يعيشوا على الوضع الجديد ويتمسكوا بالثقافة القديمة والعادات الموجودة الجابوهم مثلا من السودان. سو كنت بدوك في البوينت الأولية تي most problems تيجي يا رجال في البدايات وأحيانا ممكن يبدأ بشكل كويس ومجرد ما يجي في النص يصل في النص يعني في عمر معين كنا نضعف رولوي كتدخل خارجي كلا بنتن يعني بهاك مشاكل أسرية يكون بهاك أقول بيكوي كوك بياكي كبن جامي تنويك ولا بيكي كانغي قبل كوي كدير يبزار نيجو كك كده يعني بتوك باكي دود بط باكي كي دود كوجي باي في حياتهم أسرين كبران كتير كه كتير ده ولا كتير كه كماين ده وقت بلاج لك مات ولا بلاج كوي بنين ولا بلاج كوي رايكين. And the sooner you do that one, كان ini jebab بدأ مشكلة بيبانوريا كجناين تك. مجرد ما بريل في الزواج 5 سنة 6 سنة 10 سنة كوبات وصدفة لو فرصة تيجي بلو أتاه للناس بقاي تاير بينان opinion in your marriage كان جين بندوننا kacit pande ci borol ten ko boran ci ban bay tamam ngi ngi loy en yak loy ko nayo pan ci ngi chok nyak pin ci ay stable pat ngeren ko tol wel jang jang tinga ati ara ja pay wel jang la ci pap ati ko ray koy ko ci pat nen ati it is rather baray randat ba use fi halin yu muhtajin kayini ci yalla ti ran man ba ya xane nga joran ke ray ak shuru fikra da بينجا لكن كل يوم عند الانفايتن بطريقه غير مباشره اجي كوين حكايات كون كريغتن في الحياه الزوجيه وهنا يا يوك it's not always good. Also to go back to the main point, I mentioned, طبعا كوجي باي ارو يوك in the wrong marriage or بيرو ارو يوك كتيا ولا كتيا ولا كتيا مانميت ولا كتيا ونميت بطريقه غير مباشره أشراج كده من بين كشرا من شارع كيران بين بين mistakes يرا من إني على الوقت ده وبين كده يمكن إني أعملهم مجرد ما أجينا راون شيء mature and this is really important to the young men and women who are still in line looking for a serious relationship, or wanting just to be a mom or be a dad. Be يعني very well aware تقول متأكد شديد إنه رانين جام كين or ران ويج بين جام كين you are attracted to that person. It's very important. Paliti है معك رانين جام كين كيتيك make sure she is your type. Kunai make sure he is your type and you are attracted to that particular person. بمواصفات كن كنيار كيف في إنسان ما تخلي نفسك يعني بيا شهوات كي يشالين لران قب don't be driven into people simply because they look good and you just want to eat them up like salad. No, because what happens is not every fruit that look nice is actually sweet. Like your attraction maybe is wrong. Maybe bala yoke erin ka aja adwang these days nung fruit kok bai nung la yoke chit tufa ko je tufa. Dada yoke chit Portugal ko je Portugal. La bala yoke chol mandarin. Portugal again Portugal no tani is orange but it's a different orange. Well apple zara je anwa. Apple zara anwa. Dice quali apple ni apple. Yeah. So when everything these days everything is fake. Everything is fake. They have to cut. Sometimes you see people and your mind will trick you. And later on you find out they are not what you thought they are. you know, and that's where problems begin. It is always important but nang quality any are if nas we are nang quality any are ku naira ni chi mek ku le ko wujin nang ala ka kayin wi ne ci tab bi khalik mu wada bas khalik mu wada ay da go wer sani ko wi bagaram, you know, because sometimes al bagaram ku la ko chorot and then you regret, you know, ku takin ki chikin ko chin ku raja pay pe ndan ko ba me diet ke ran kinyar, you know, ran in ki attracted to them and nang chi lo driven, you know, nang chi more ko most of the time ake mini yok ake media ro ko ban muk lana man gana chi ya kerin ito ke biya la benin, you know, kin zikra podun benin. So in ki nang reason that why should you take care when you meet your baby. Most women they you know, I meet baby or most men ko, you know, man no mind that nya wala tiglu force will again man no deal baby. Why? Because they were not actually attracted to you. And when I talk about attraction, I mean the kind of person you would want to have a child with. Because the probability ihtimal بتاعت is mostly always likely. So you want to make sure in case if something happened, then they are the right people I want in my life. But the sooner they are not, in New York, that's where you see a lot of people denying relationships because they were with the wrong people and they were with the people they were not attracted to, you know. Or there could be other reasons, you know. Maybe they were not ready, you know. Or maybe in family interference really often which are look at you pay around that feel an arrow the nyar kida but you also you khushu يقول يا اخي ما ادري بدا ولا ما ادري مره ده طبعا ده شيء ثاني is rare these days كنين in common mentino اكو pay arrow لا يوك في علاقات وانت مناسب او هم ما كان يعني ما كنت احتمالات وهم زال ما كانوا معجبين من بداية بالشخصية إن شيء أو جلوي ولا شيء من كذي بلوي. So إنه جام دي بلوخة تمتين إذن جام دي بتجيب. If I have anything else to add in the future, I will reopen the topic and I will bring in my new opinion. As I said, I'm جرى الرأي بس يا جماعة كم جرى وأنا بشكركم شديد بالناس اللي شاركونا وهاي الناس اللي شاركونا بعدين أخوكم دينغ دينغ نزول طبعا ناشط اجتماعي أنا شيء متخصص في العلاقات ولا أي حاجة أو في حاجة زوجية لكن زول متزوج الحمد لله I have an opinion, you know, and I also have friends who are married, and I have families who are married as well. So this is all education in itself. But I will leave by saying there is nothing wrong with being soft in relationship. The reason being, in Mentini tiek that modern dan mentino koi ta air or koi ta kharaj Sudan. Wa to fu mitamar kwa. We are living in a different society. So therefore, we need to maintain our culture and we need to open our mind and let have a purpose of why we need to maintain marriage. Frustration, do frustration equal in the reason you got I think the asbab tafe I know there's a lot of issues. There could be infidelity, there could be a lot of cheating going on, and all that and all this. But these things actually queen kakataban are mistakes and that depends on the personal choices people make. To know, according to Chiangda Jongmonjang, Tie Gatie Nialing. Yani gablikin ran tiag wa mal topi wala bunga ke tiag wala baran kam yes ya ba atondo ya heavenly ya ko won kin ngal gam ter ngal tu ni ngak ab ya jam ko ngak ab mediet ngak ab rotiak ab tiap to ko kira ti ya ya yani ya spiritual thing to know achieve jarak bas ngega moy ko ngega dig bas is a divine you know ritual طبعا يعني ritual اصلا الطقوس ritual تي جزء لا تجوز من الطقوس بتاعت الثقافات كوي شيء مهم باي كوي بنا كوراب let us ensure that our attitude towards our culture are very clean, quite corrupt, because the sooner bakang nang negative opinion about our way of life, the more you likely in peer the monjan peer peer chibinya bi chiang do yin or chiang war kundit bala nya bi chiang wundi di randet ete ko nala ko chiang wundi di randet taban nu den ci ke den dedi ten ko na lo ga wala en bala nya ete te de juban kwan ci ko pat riben ci kwat ko ne la nya yu be en pat ko bi kan karatin ko pol ko le ko jidi kan en ko panen we live in the world of today where kachala bay tadat nyai for educational purposes kubako lo manipulate ti da khayru bi mafhumك انت يعني طول مثلا اديان كان معتقدات كان كي بود الاسلام وجلاين مسيحيه حسب التاريخ الموجود بيقول انه طبعا الطقوس الروحانية وحاجات دي طبعا حاجات موجودة كان نشر الله الخواجات جو وشالوا ومشى ليك لو twist around لو twist بيوغيرج المفهوم بتاعهم هم دوكا ووك يعني وجود بتاع النيالج مثلا كيشاك نيال كبين شنو كل كون تير ينجيكو ينجيك كون تير katino عشان نجي في كون حواجتين كو نم كيان دا تو بيرتن كجول يعني أهمية بتاعت الموجة وأهمية تيجي وأهمية موجة وجلا درجات التعليم والتربية بتاعت الجنة طبقات ينده في الحياة يعني طبقة هنا ينتهي أو مرحلة هنا ينتهي بيعمل بعدين himself يعني بيعمل مستقل كمان عنيجو كيك أصلا أكين كان جديد كان هون مثلا بي خواجة وبان نيودو ولا نيودجرو كان طبعا يا نوع من weakness كوبا تيان دوين بابان وار تيان راندت تيان راندت إن جبان بيات كوين كشوراج تمن شورو بان يوك في in a society where inang hurriyat koktaw inang hurriyat koktaw Biden when tinu hasbut yang dai yani enen ge ka nyaay aw ni op dat ko wero wala ke etik sedeke riben jeng ban ko ja pat ko kara ka ju pay ko jeng da pat pay dit ko na ngi kara ke ka kara ke pour fruit bu ko lo define za do ko ngo yani masal jeng mo jang ni rajten tenen shakhsiyan anan ka yo ka lu ko war bi chiang mon jang along tiek ke tiek bare misalan arrange marriage ke dan le ka arrange marriage kan misalan bi tieng ran mun kala ka tut wala rawon ka ting wala rawon misal bran jodin bas wala misalan ni bi brani mak ya ke ko yin wa ko redet ko yalla بعدين لما يجتمع ما بدكم فرصه مثلا بتاع شهرين 3 شهور ولا رون baro kang tu yin batak bejal kang na ci bandini kala si chati na yin je la nya ka chati ta jor chari ka chati ci tiengin te ci tiengin tin nya le bu jor kan na ne ka yo kan na ne ka yaren ko lo jor yal ba gir le ka ci banati so tinen ka ake ayo na ko won war ke libi ko wari brinti ko jala ko won ke ka tie giro rana ting de ku jil bay kay kan ni dan mi nya jor yal bu jor yal ku bi bay bi ko den mi wa che aw masalan bi bay yal bas ku lege ni ci be lan jati khalas ko ko ci be la ko ku jil ba jal cing krempo jil ba jal cing krempo trong den mi linda wala ci la tiago so rawni na ar lek ko chal po kana ci o po ci waje sasan yani ila baran jot be pir den po krente ni yani bel khas nir de banya yo kan ngan den nir ba ko jot be rem ku ba jege ka duglo la ka ba jege du ngan kërlo khalas istahsinu انه ba nana anto den in men ya ki lor ko ma da toppen nana ci mo jang nyaay tut ko jwaaj lu compete lu win with your own mouth na nyobo ki chol wad wulan wa nor ati ko lakte bi ko jam ay kina sant julu be rajala ko ba ko det mi be ya to ro lo ke ci bari ya tawan ko ya yo ko chorlo tin ko jay pay and I'm talking from my knowledge diare ka tiag rial ko baral bay kini ba they still not happy ran le an waran jara rial ko mar wa jada ko kataban cepat biro dalo in the first century I hope ko ba ti one day we nang bi that understanding yatin ko binir bi pi jato yatin bi nang voice bi nang choice yatin fa en we ko jiben jam chalaj gol to ko pay. So if you just started it, please you can always go back and start watching it from the beginning. I think it kalwel etiek bas mafhum di en ka ding dang en kan atiek mu kan ki mistake er lai loy fi ahyazo yetno. I think and to summarize them amat about long the wit echelon telana da طبعا كاكا مجرى راي مجرى راي شخصي يعني كوكو يا اخي انه اغلبا واحد من العيوب كيرو لاي لوي يعني في حياه زوجيه اي في مبادئ في البدايه كده شفت زول وبرات علاقه معه بطريقه خطا او ترويج في حياه زوجيه بطريقه خطا that one is a problem. It's very hard with our generation, of today. Aji margawal madi. These old school, they have a different mindset. They have a different culture. Then near did one there one monjang. They look at wood. Yeah, you can ben kachu program. Some computer. The RF in marahil nang marahil chen tekten. Pindan di bu pioj kan ban pioj ko chol tiage mo ene bu ban lu consol dat yo men yaden pande dat ben ngud lu advice ka yet pande ko ben lok lo diaru le ne ken ko koy ko rai ke bu ban lu advice kare bay pande but our generation taban this thing never happen and it doesn't happen anymore yin nya jot ko du tin ret be ko du yat ba e de ngi jul ci ngi ba ja lo find out bin kini yo men generation da wana a lot of problems because as a man sometimes you have a lot of expectation. I think a lot of expectation, and then kulo yok tiang nu key advice or a key train or a key consult properly. I think ake kayat ruban yok closer inang ka tigla ngom ba sasa. I think like kin ko won chi alake in diar ken kang advice kwa chi consult kwa chi train kwa chi advice how to handle men's attitude and men's behaviors. Jala yinin man mo izari in pure value that marriage, you know, and what it is to be a man, you know. Cause chike consult or chike advise or chike educate a very small majority grew up alone and they had to learn how to be men by themselves. Kukunetaban is one of the major problems, and I personally encourage us, the young generation of today's, you know, who are likely to use our mind and talk to each other, and like what I'm doing right now. And I hope this conversation is not boring and it's not just a waste of time, you know. Always seek advice. There's nothing wrong but when you feel comfortable and joran I think mat ku zade ka tedi cuman mugwak tedi ana je kwadi mot mugwak ni am ko mugwak na ka je yo ka scratch me arata you see. So you could observe, study your friends, know who you can trust, who you cannot trust with your personal issues, and approach this individual. Okay, you know me, you can call me on my thing here. Yeah, even you know real, yeah, ping, even you know real. And as well when people run, it's something I respect the most. You know, I don't trust people easily. You know, I trust myself the most, and the reason I do it because kuchal madu, I think all kuchal angin be serde chia talk in that in chiran zenas. You know, in nagas hajat katir. Epat bina yin saka. Wala khas sirra nas de jama haja mema pay ma don't take advantage of people. I think ما بيستغل الناس بسبب إنه يني يصير بدام وبيجانين كراج. Some people are in that evil attitude. I think عندنا أبا من كنا ولا نيان كنا بيقول لك نيان كاي ولا من باي ولا نيان باي يا أخي أنا سراي كده كل ورنا نمكن كيردي كيو كاي شنو كان يوم كنا كا أجل يت ناين كويس وكبين بقول لك تام وقت سامر من ما بين كا sabab kale ke yin bade ya pat ko nan ga lewten ajing lewten pelten tena achi lo ka sir kan yin le toten nan ga tin la garam wande a ka ke ngin ma ju bi ran mo che anyway pin no nen ko ji de ka ko tam ko bu ka pira yer tena jama bu nyaay be amat ko chu gu palpin, you know, and let us not rush to everything. Let's not conclude everything. As well, zarafin chu yok. Sometimes emotion trong tinga in nan ning tin chro loy ke we be attack ko chin por yak. Ajapat. A lot of people. And they tie ko chin po to ki ngai tie ala kala tie khala. And tie I think a pan the pool will and a yokra, Mishakali by pan because in the end stress can cook till I whoop, Latin, Biake Lewis talk them, Kaki energy, you know. Yani, we no man done by, but who didn't tell I for Jacatiake man meet by, or Tiake wouldn't meet by. Large a house. When Quackler and video Chakando, Jan Jam along the personal review. You know, I remember Pajama. Chiran Ben, Pierre Rivella Pandu, Uling a tar, Iran Tong Act that in your tingle to Krokudaku Penga. A year, but they are looking into one man meeting or one woman meeting. Time review enough, you know, time review enough, which other in Iran in the Sato. Iran inda number 1 eriyo nyal wal eriyo nyal kuna ko majara ma baka ngi ni eriyo ke acung chang nyal ke ping pir ko wa kle ben ki palat be mat ko chen ga kara ku ki pal ka pin ere ni chiran ko ben ko lo point out ko le ki ne ne mta ka bay ni ko le kin ko en wel ke ko la ko mer ka ki yum nam adi kan bijal ka chu watch something ren tin no akhlaq ta akhlaq wa dek wache mahzuzin wache mujtama da akiyat to the level wani wonang ka ci di media masalan television radio wala jaraid wala majallat woni ko je kontin ka kwa musakal kwa be tonda rin wo ki way ban pi be fum be yani rin ka tol pi e drip a training, you know, yani kirki de na dit met wala bam rinti yok la yin bar be pyoy kan en atalim baslan salim e pyoy so wajo pyoy be mfhum tar arab beno bam pyoy be mfhum tar khawaja ko na tiro na wo ga tu pyoy be tong wanyang de yoro wa ka joj wa chin nang nyal wa chin nang pin wa chin lon wa chin la yin wa kibi be tong wanyang ko kana is one of the biggest problem ni arab nang koy de ya pat bu lu sakaf to the point, you know, bu anang majallat ya nang majalla itu monjang kuning ku barnamij bi radio to monjang go jamten bi hajar katira hajar katir saqafa tarikh kiang min, you know, medical issues, educational issues be to monjang ya ping to monjang bi chu ko palbe mantin men wa wujit yal kil to inglish yal ki na wan sudan kan karani jaro radio tinyor kan ai ko wujin ni ba ping radio di chom min wala yit jadi won ko wari tong randet kunai ko lel tong manjang karade ji ba jal ba yit lo ngon le yit ka topi ni tu ko palat ni ai kunai kana won be tong manjang de lo ko bi tagen ta ya nasa to do pij masal ko wa pij pra na ngi di sol degree o master degree o phd be tong manjang يا سلام يا اخي المرة انه نعيش ونحصل للزمن داك كده كل بوق على كوجا يعني نتطور ونمشي قدام يريد في التعليم فعلا بتو كوي كوكا شراج لكن احيانا يمر ذاته يمر كون واخلار نيجي تيجي تجود كده ماي فيسبوك انه وكو باو نيجي تون دا ورتين يورا لون كيان دا واكويسي لكن هاي جيل من اجيال كميت كو بيران نالوين انا جنوبي وبس ta salu into munu gulle kan sa suru ni sandak sabadi la biar ko rambe cermo e ngete bun ke man lek benta no ma bu kun mo indo malum e jongen la gen ni bod mentin ra ka ping mentin bar cho sa mi do fi e fi rabaj bin la nu zar kalam ma ko solo fi dama ko sirega ay ko ke gil ke ria jog mentin gil birani na tak pat bialo nya wa wa ra ka ba afrika long na afrika tin na ra ba mai ko ni do malum ati erin why ban and weaknesses kuchal mujtama kun waklar chen kan in my last video in kuchal mujtama won tem multazam I think ما بقدر بركز وما بيحتفظ بعادات وتقاليد بتاعه وين كتير لو إنه يوم نالو كان نقول ما يعني يروح يا بيو كيرو كتير لو بخواجات ستايل ولا بيو كتير لو بعرب ستايل عرب ستايل كيان ما أتيم ما جانكو بعادات وثقافات بتاعنا وان ترسير إيه لو كده ين يات بعند يات باي كده أتين ين تياك بين إيه لو كده أتين كذا أبي مشكلة هيكون أنا صعوبات في أتين في ممارسة بتاعت الجيان ده أتين وابرو يوغو كويكو أتين فا بالنسبة للشباب يا جماعة والشابات take life easy calm down tira mun kitiek winung tiang lu winung mon du bai you know aneng sawa kutung yale wek monter wiyena je gui ba ka ting tadat sabab kan ya ka ting fi da miet kun gere ge ku ya ka ting ben nom koy won lawe je pai koy won jinim bak kendo inu pinum kan e cheng ku e ban dak okay na ni wak dak na lak dak legacy inda ni wak nyang pin example inda wi bolu set up ten ko ji pe ji ka target ran wi bu pir ke pir wonin en selfish ya ting mun da ba da nyang chang da pin na bu la ni Sudan ya ting ku ben chup ka ken ko chup ko tu ku ko na wonin ga chup ko gal bai ni na chi ben kwai nam طبعا هو فوق جنوبين قال خطوة والمانيا we have a problem, you know, not everybody, but most of us have a problem, and that problem بالعربي يقول شذوذ جنسية. شذوذ جنسية. I don't know how to translate that one in English, you know. يعني ده مشكلة when تيجي كتبنا about in win kubaya winning ngek, you know, be mosafar be sifat chiang monjang. These days yani aning ti kai ko ina nyai tin mantina inno bas jal ku ci diar we ci diar nyai tin these days nek ran je tong pa wan Nairobi la kai kwa ci diar nyai dugul ka matatus ki bi yani matatu taban hafla yani de cin kaj min nam durman masalan bi hafla lo kaj ma den gi min kaj hafla det ki la det yani ci hafla to ngamon wala det to ngamon in cadin kene wi birel kaj ko gup nas bi er ko na sawen way dinzil tanim cerka way tani winzil manno win cerka way tani winzil manno kene e saxaba jidid ko saxaba balid ko yawer ko saxaba wona ay dember الحياة والثقافة الجميل وانت يريران يا ونينك وان زمان الأهل الجدادنا بتلقوا هاي 2 3 4 نساوين يس لكن تلقوا يعني هم قاعدين هم كويسون متفاخر وتلقوا واحد قاعد جمياله الجيران كي تيجي ديار كارو ديار ونينغا بين وين ما نكوم كوك كين كوك من سين جنريشن دان كن أيوك ديار كاجي كوم وي somewhere ko roatia ka izar ka kuiret da ben koneng dat which tu yani in the beginning that shizuz yani is more about, you know, intimacy and wanting to have this sexual something in our people, which is wrong and then opat buar ya jama lanu a lot of people they don't care, you know, they don't care iran yoginu ay mo yaxe no nje moy sa in woni na ran ta bay pin nta ita jipta jana dene ta buzol nta inde bit ñan ta diit ko ta bay pin min yen kan baden na ran be wi ko bule nga ke wax so yin wi be no ni wasufulek da wasufulek kef tlazi wasufulek be sharaf be fahama yani man duzate ekdar be proud. You don't want to be one of those fathers because you are not that responsible. You do not set up a good example. Jibi na ka nyot ka lip yo bi ya nyot ka lip ka ngi nya khalas ini rij bay sanduk al mem nga landa di ayok ka ci asal ya pat kana e bawi sanduk asal bi la ta package bi so ngi ni bawi sanduk ay dan bi la ta bi ñeti انت خليك في صندوق الاصلي خليك ابو الفلان خليك ابو فلان عشان جناك لازم ما تشتغل كان قاعد دول خليك فلان عشان جناك يكبر ويتفاخر بيك حتى لو بيجرين يعني ينبن ريلوي مسافات ولا ريلوي زمن يا متفاخرين قالوا والله يا ابوي فلان قال وين كني ما طيب من تي نجي على بالله my generation these days in the next 20 years to come and then ka ci ni ma ko jen da pingen kun nan da bi ka ni ma ko jen yani ko le mutu tafakhur في ناس انت لازم تكون جزء لا تجسم من كويكا لا لو انتو دي تشاكبين كيبان قال وهي ما يبان انتو دي تشبان وون نك او هنا نتو في ناس كده ما يوصل المرحله ده يعني وين تنتيان دا وانتر لو وون نك تشبان ولا انتو دي تشبان يعني ko ka jorot mentina the way chado tin generation da no wala believe nin ko na ba abi ko ji zare ka ko ya pizza la fa معلش بالكلام كثير يا جماعة ونقول لكم معلش. إن شاء الله بس وأكيري في التوبيك. لكن طبعا زي ما ذكرنا في البداية إنه الحياة الزوجية يا قسم ونصيب. تيران من إنك تواج along تيرتين أكيد necessary لك يا واجدو. Most of the time environment kin تيرتين وال environment كده يوقتو sometimes could be the reason in chicken white, and you can always correct your life. Be really correct. You know, real men they fall utang korot. Kwa lo ran korto ran kweda jala Congo kida zo ya ding ku ka yenang ku kweda pa yan be sura fani zo ka liza ka yenen bot ka nyinga na la yet kyal go week rut ka yen nyirato ku ci ban lo aki ban diaw ko lege a ci wi ka mat ku jor be style azul ku temro mat kida ya ding ku ya jala de men dom to be style ku jel be style bu ko ni men ko ran ri ci su de ke sa ku tal mu da men te ngeen ci way du ron yop make that one the reason that engelin jar real zeda bu kan tawan luatin muhammad kai kwa ki to yer ki ranat ci tem several times and benang stable family but a kilo it's not always too late. Lo principle bas lo set up your goals ku pat ka chok ku diri men fi naya ko fi balak no chantukun inda qima fi mujtama u fulus razato rene chakan lo in my last video achira ne nyar wa choro ku lo ran pin ne nyar wa choro ku lo ran ben ran ngi chulo ne nyar because pin ne chenum lak these days e won ter ci ko akla jakan lu on ter tieng ni don ter ki do mom ku jala tiel ki ku nga gen la koy gu atta ran ci num riel on ter zaman fi tieng mon jang on ter judul ku dam ran ci num riel fulo sura a ci chobe la ka mol wala ka deg ma e del tiek zato jutal ma nyunda ku jibulo mara bu zo julo atul mag dram ni haja ka me da ditin in dar fine like in those days a ci gone. Oh, young generation wa to in a very huge tragedy. You know, now we McQuendit. Now, yeah, we can always rescue it through communication as such. You know, shaping using the modern education, the modern culture. In Chuban adapt kana, book culture da book shape in. Will be pat. Be pat. One Sudan, one tere coaching julut. Wara chin chengo ni nang tore lo kada e piero no e jiblo warna so ne warna so sakafen na be chieng njo bare tu chieng po tu ban ting e ting to modon chuban re ogu ko jala yenen piren chuban yok, you know, lugu chieng da shine up lu ko warna shu je mai karmesh jazakumullahu khair jama'a Allah badikum alafiya wa ban yok pin la kan jay maakum the crown prince and told them jama so lo inda ke modo khas you can call me. I'm always available on my thing messenger. I'm happy to talk to anyone in relation to any issues. I've been married for 17 years now, and I'm very proud father of a beautiful children, 2 daughters and 3 sons. My daughter now is like 15, turning 16 soon, and they're going to high schools. And I look forward to see you people in my generation who are also, we married together back in 2005. I hope they also have done well, and their children are in high school. And I want us all to one day look back in time and be like, man, we crossed the seas. Ren cing tong cin mandu aja mah, mandu banau di niak biale wala ya salam ya, wi betie wi becerwa, wi ba masul becerwa lan ngak, loro cokro pin can bu ba man wamu dat mandi yan, wala man wamu dat wala man bai dat ba lo inspire by the way of humbling yourself, by the way ciro lo handle rin kaju ba yerum karo pa raja mah, kabupaten bukan akot, time went very quick. There's nothing too late. I think it's all got and you did go and you so I'm not gonna fix it. You can always fix it. You always fix it. problem I look fix. It's not too late to be a role model. It's not too late to be a better husband, a better wife. There's always an opportunity as long as you are alive. Can even a coach the day in the grandi with the lad. With the lad can make the grandi wait. You got joking, you wait, not you waiting. I think the Japan wait long with jump again with the lad tomorrow. But I'm okay, Leon and Shabab with the lad. I quite give you the blood. It's going to tell. So go in, I can let you buy sugar. Oh, nearly talk away. Who have a yoke. One more done than told them sugar. Malaysian quite by Ben. My eyes are disappearing. Why did I not? Why did why do you getting joke right then? I talk out to Michelle. Now, about talking more than well. Keen along the right. Follow it, but then people change. I in environment, then the environment lockdown too. Lockdown then again. Why did you go to school when you work? Like in Alhamdulillah, why are now free now? From this Friday, I do gimmick. I do pay. I think I have to do inshallah. I think I could talk about Ramashara. You can repeat. We need by then. If I need my good time. Win the column, win the no eating pin, a chimney gum. Panic weather, panic gum, a little gomin choke, a girl Nuyin, a larry and that gomin, Copan, you know, then. I can buy them to gomin, Arabia Latnian. I am Malay Europe as a Malay Europe in Packing and Chinese, which is recommended because that getting a jungle and that no need there were Martha Biden. You never asked a thing couldn't do you. You can buy as well as you were in packet. So I helping lockdown, lack of exercise sometimes. So you have a opinion, couldn't come and get down on things. Nangin in Golatin, Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean and Nangin go quite Golatin, to breed. You can breed them again. I remember Malaysia, Kalaman. Thank you. Bye bye.